know what's happened to the brain. It's like magic when you see this, but it's literally how the brain works in relationship to muscle.
Now, it seems, as you instructed Dory and instructed me earlier, that it's important to do this slowly.
So the feedback thoroughly saturates the sensory motor tracts. Slowly and with good firmness, you see. Because the firmer, if she does this very slowly and very firmly, with a strong contraction, it creates stronger feedback.
We have a tendency in our culture to want to rush through everything.
This has to be done slowly. You have, if you want to be in control of yourself, you have to take time to get acquainted with yourself. It takes time. And one can interiorly explore the whole universe. You see, we look at a body, as a physician does right now, but Dory is experiencing herself as a very different body, you see. That's the somatic point of view. We see a body, she experiences a soma. It's the same body, but interiorly, we have a perceptual ability that no one has exterior of the body. What do we perceive? Process. It's just feelings that we have. So if we can isolate what specific feelings are, for example, muscles, we can begin playing with our own feedback circuits.
And so far, the basic exercise has been to lift one shoulder with the head, and then the opposite leg.
Opposite leg, and then to have her do the same thing, lifting head, shoulder, here, 2 times. Now we've had her lift the leg once. Now let's put the 2 together.
Okay.
Now lift both the right leg and that, hold it for a moment. Now as you exhale, come down the last time. It's enough, you see. Do the 2 together, and it's even more sophisticated movement. All right, now at that point we've got the softness that we wanted here. Now, Dory, turn over. Now what do we do with it? Okay, now leave your knees up, if you will. Now, once these muscles soften, by the way, rather than the person being arched in a sway back, the back will actually come down. And when you do this, you'd want to be doing it actually on a rug, something rather firm. And this is a little bit softer than is helpful. So when people practice this, they definitely should be told to do this on a rug and not in a bed, for example. Unless they're so very rickety that they can't get down. Some people can't really get off the floor.
Is there anybody for whom this exercise would not be appropriate or not be safe?
No. Anatomically, these are classic movements. If one does not have, let's say if one is not deformed, anatomically deformed, the movements are done just to the degree that's comfortable. So some people do it larger, some smaller. But there's no danger because anatomically there's no danger possible.
You're not one of the school that says no pain, no gain.
If there's pain, you're losing. And that's a school that's a rather dangerous school. Pain means something wrong. You should never tolerate pain in your body nor cause pain in the body, or anybody else's body for that matter.
So
now,
it's a gentle process.
Oh, it's gentle, yeah. All growth is gentle. You see, you don't have growth. All human growth is interior, you see. We're playing with really what all growth is, psychologically. Like, what is this change? Is it physical or psychological? How would you think of it?
Well, I would think that the distinction is becoming quite blurred.
It's crazy, you see, and that's where the word somatics comes in. Because the soma, as you view yourself on the inside, there's neither mind nor body. It's just an awareness of process. See? The mind-body problem is the philosophical thing that got me into this, because we have thought that the mind had no relation to the body had no relation to the mind. And what somatics is showing that mind and body are the same thing, if we look at ourselves from the inside. Now, in any case, Dory, the lower back muscles, the paravertebral muscles, which usually get people into a sway back, have now gone soft. Now, if they're softer, we can actually now make them longer. Now, let me show you how you can get your full control back. Inhale and arch up the small of your back, like that. Not your shoulders, just the small of your back, so that the belt line actually comes up off of the table. Now, exhale and press down the small of your back, right where you feel my finger. Press it straight down as you exhale. Go right back in reverse. Your pelvis does that, and your tailbone comes up a little bit. Now inhale, and your belt line comes up, and you slant the pelvis down to the tailbone, right? If you're on a rug, you'd feel this very sharply. Now exhale, and drop that down, and the pelvis. You see the movement of the pelvis? Now, that is the movement of release of the lower back. Now, go back into, now she's tightening. And now let it go down again. And to do that, I would say a person might do that something like 20 times, 20 breaths, just gently.
20 times,
20 times
following the other one?
After you've done what we've done on the stomach. Now these muscles are loose, and she's tightening them, and then as she comes down, she is lengthening those muscles of the back even more. Now, let's add something to it. Since the right side was the tightest side, let's start with the right side again, and put this, now after having lifted the lower back 20 times, now we can get a little bit more radical. Let's take them even longer. Lift up your right foot and hold it with this hand. Now let your head be down. Now, very slowly, inhale and arch your back again. Okay. Now, it won't be as easy with your knee in the air, but now exhale and drop your back and lift the head up so your elbow comes to your knee. You can bring your face, that's fine. Now look, the muscles of her back, they release. Now we're taking it all the way up there. See? And she goes into the fetal curve. Because people who have sway back have lost the ability to go into the fetal curve. She's getting hers back. Now come back, inhaling. Just come back. Inhale and arch up. And do that about 3 more times. Exhale and press the lower back down and bring face to knee. Now most people will just be able to touch the elbow to the knee, or maybe only farther. Doria is not that tight, you see, in her lower back. She's tighter on the right, and we're going to change that. Now come back. Is it fairly easy, or are you struggling a little?
Oh, it's easier to go hit my knee, to bring up my head to my knee than to arch like this.
Okay, but right, you don't even want to arch. In fact, more and more you will not want to do that arching. Now, inhale once more. Let's do it one more time. Inhale and arch. Now, really drop the lower back down. The more you press down the lower back, the easier it is to bring the elbow and face to the knee. Now, drop your back. Come up slowly.
Is my knee supposed to be vertical?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes to bring it up. Yeah. All right, now come back inhaling and just